you.
That's nice. You're good. Oh my God, your eyeballs are going to come out your head, Holstein. Oh, good. That was good. Yeah, let's take you running around checking everything out. That's a good boy. Let's check the bathroom. Let's check the bathroom. Good. We'll check in here. Let's start the bathroom. Did you check it all? Good boy. Good check. Good boy. Let's check the bathroom. There we go. Let's go check in the bathroom. Come on. Holstein. Good job. You never did that better than I ever could.
Hey, Bubba.
Have you ever heard of the phenomenon called kennel crazy?
Sort of.
Okay.
Do you want me to take his leash off?
Nope.
Okay.
He's good as he is right now. Okay, so kennel crazy is a term that they use kind of like in shelters when a dog has been in a kennel for too long and they kind of start spinning in circles and they
Okay,
don't know
right.
what to do with themselves.
Yep.
So right now, he's trying to do all the things that he can do in the shortest period of time. And what that tells me is he's coming from a long-term crate and rotate situation. Because crate and rotate, obviously, all the dogs have a very limited amount of time that they're able to be out. So he is trying to fit every single thing he possibly can in before he has to go back.
Right. Okay. Yep. I get it.
So my suggestion for him, simply that will help him mentally, but will also help make him more adoptable, is offering him as many opportunities to decompress as possible.
Okay.
Okay? This is very decompressing for him. You see how his respirations have slowed? He's still amped up.
Right.
But he's starting to decompress
bud.
a little bit.
Yeah, and we've noticed that just since in the couple of days he's been at our house that at first he's like super excited and like buggy-eyed and almost whale-eyed, yeah. And then the more 20 minutes or so being out of the crate, after we go out and potty and such, then the breathing slows down and
oh my goodness,
he's just a little more calmer, if that's the word I want to use.
Okay, that's better. That's better, bud. Oh, no. You're just going to... Holstein, sit 1, 2, 3. There you go. Sit. Oh, all right. Not going to push a whole lot today. There you go.
And like I told Rachel, we haven't pushed him for a lot of stuff. Just being at our house, I mean, we just had him since Friday afternoon.
Right.
And
1, 1, 2, 3.
we just didn't want to, push too much.
Oh, absolutely.
And we just figured getting his nails done at the salon was, I'm like, Rachel, that was big.
Maxed out.
What?
I mean, he did well. I saw the video. He
Yeah.
did well.
I was much more.
Front right paw. The one spot looks like it's.
Oh, was he scratching it? We'll have to look at that later if he lets us. Yeah, he did a lot better than what I thought he would do.
1, 2, 3. Good boy. He's jacked. Dude is jacked. Sit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's a smart dog. Because I only did the 3 count a couple of times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good boy. One, 2, 3, 4. That a boy.
Okay, now I see that.
That a bloody toe?
I don't think it's the toe. It's almost the side on the pie.
in
You see it?
between- Yep, in between the toes.
I mean, a couple of his toes bled when they clipped him
Yeah, but I
yesterday.
thought it was the back ones.
Yeah, well, there was one front one, but it wasn't the side like that. I mean, it hasn't bled.
It
So,
was that paw though.
yeah, it almost looks like he's been, because you said he was licking.
And it looked like he was licking on the video.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you see, has he peed since he's been here?
Yeah, he just peed out when I had him out walking there. Sometimes when we have noticed at home, you know, if it's been like an hour and a half or so, and sometimes he does drink a lot, and if he starts walking around almost pacing, then, you know, we take him out because he has to pee.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, okay. You see how that ends? Mm-hmm. You see how that ends, son?
This is why most of the time he's had a leash trailing him at our house, because my mother is old and
Absolutely.
we have to be able to
Absolutely.
pull him.
Holstein. Good boy. You just want to eat everything, don't you, sweetie?
Hi, bud.
All right, so I was able to calm him down while I was standing. That's how we were able to get him to like 4 before he was getting silly about the treats. When I sat down, that made him escalate. Sit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
Good job, bud.
shake. Let me try again. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. That one he didn't even come up to meet me.
I can tell he's starting to.
Yep. So Wow. You hurt my heart, little dog, because I fell in love with you the day I met you. And you have so much potential. See what happens when we do this.
Eating.
He didn't eat it. Hi.
Holstein.
Yes, I know you can smell what I have in my pocket. Can't you?
One, two, three. Holstein. One, two, three, 4, 5. So I knew that he was escalated when I was sitting down, so that's why I shortened it to the 3.
Okay.
Because every time you change the environment, you change his name. So to him, me sitting down and giving him a treat is a completely different thing than me standing and giving him a treat.
Okay.
It's like the difference between sitting down. Sitting down are 2 completely different things. My location and my position changing changes the whole thing for him. Holstein.
Turn away from him.
Holstein. One, 2. No, dude, I don't throw them. But I am gonna do that. We're gonna try this again. 1, 2. One, 2, 3. Good boy. Your pupils are so blown out, you look like you're on crack.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. God, these are in tiny, tiny little pieces. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Are you seeing all the potential in this dog?
I think he does have. I mean, we haven't had any issues with him, but he's only been here since Friday afternoon with us.
Right.
And then, like I told Rachel, we're not going to push him to do something.
No.
You know, at this point, we want him to decompress.
Yep.
And so we really haven't pushed him. Like I said, taking him to get his nails done yesterday. You know,
Holstein.
and otherwise he's I don't know, how do I say it? I mean, he's been good. We haven't had any issues with him. We did take him off of the leash in the house, was it this morning, for a little
Been
while?
off a couple of times.
Yeah. You know, and he's been good about not, you know, he stays by us.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And we did take him and my dog for a walk this morning at 5 a.m. I mean, it was dark. They hadn't seen each other yet, you know, face to face or anything. We took them both out and, you know, kept them apart, probably 10, 15 feet apart. And they both did really good together, you know, walking. It was like a half mile we walked, but, you know, he did good. Nothing.
Do you want to go check? Come on, let's go check. Come on, Holstein. We gotta check. Okay. You know that? In my opinion. I mean, I haven't spent a long time working with him, and it's gonna be different once he's got a couple of days here under his belt and kind of goes back to being Holstein, whatever Holstein is. But he's approaching the world like he's never seen it before.
Like he's been shut away for a long time.
Holstein. But you know, like, for a dog who has not had a lot of what we consider socialization, like experiences, not other dogs, not other people, just the world. He was willing to go check that furnace with me.
Yeah, he was being brave.
I mean, do you know how few dogs would volunteer that?
Not a lot. They'd be running the other direction. Hey, let's not.
Just, you know what? Let us sniff it. There we go. That's what I want. I want 4 on the floor. So, because I did watch his foster mom work with him, because I saw him again after that seminar.
That seminar.
And she kept telling me that she couldn't get him to lay down. And I was like,
I just say lay down and he'll.
I know, because I did that with her and I showed her how. And it was just that she was skipping steps. And she wasn't doing it intentionally, but different dogs learn different ways. And when you're doing the teaching process, sometimes you can be really direct with a dog. Other times you have to kind of like give them little crumbs on the way to let them know that they're going in the general direction that you want, right? So like she just walked around going, oh my God, I can't believe you just did that. Because it didn't take me about a minute to get him to lie down. But it was also because,
Good job, bud.
you know, I've
Good job,
dealt with a
Holstein.
lot of dogs with a lot of issues.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, with him, okay, so you know about the training quadrants where they say positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative punishment?
Okay.
Okay, so in those training quadrants, the mistake people make is, like if I said to you, what is positive reinforcement?
I would probably say just verbal. Hey, good job, bud.
So, and if I said negative reinforcement, that would be, like in your mind, it would be like some form of a punishment,
Punishment.
correction, or a raised voice.
Right.
Okay.
I really don't want to try that with him.
No.
But no, I know, I understand what you
I
mean.
don't believe in any
Yeah.
of that. So here's the thing.
Good job, bud.
When you hear positive and negative in the realm of dog training, positive means you add something, negative means you remove something. Okay? So when I called him over and he was sticking his face in here, I didn't say, I didn't say, don't do that. I got up and I moved away with the bucket. So I'm removing that to send him a message.
Okay.
This dog is so high strung, the more commands that are thrown at him, the more he's going to go off and
He spirals. Yeah.
Well, because he's trying to pay attention to your words, which he doesn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Holstein, do you need a new coat, baby? Kind of snowsuit. Yes.
I'm gonna grab one of my dog's old ones out for him because when we went to get him out here, he was shivering. Oh my goodness.
That's a full on.
That's hilarious. Actually, not too bad because I just ordered my dog a set of leg warmers for this winter too. So that is cute.
Isn't that hilarious?
Holstein, look.
I don't know if I fit him, but
I
you
think
know what?
that would be way too big
I
almost.
don't think it'll be too big for him at all.
You don't think so?
No. I was worried about it.
Oh,
being
hi,
too
bud.
small for him.
Hey. Aw, good job, bud. Oh, you know what? I bet on this, because she didn't file his nails, and it's rubbed against.
I
Yep.
just seen why I told you. It
Remind
was
me.
bright red.
Remind me when we get home, and I'll put some salve on it. If he'll let me do that.
Okay, there we go. He was starting to.
Hmm.
He was starting to go somewhere.
Hmm.
Mentally, he was starting to go somewhere. There you go.
And he started to come up to us like this and lean, wait on us, and so we've just been kind of like, okay, you know.
Yep. I'll tell you what, why don't you take this home, and when he's had a chance to kind of calm down and decompress, you
Okay.
can see if it fits him. If it fits him, he can have it.
Okay.
It's like, you just don't understand. I love that dog. I love all
bud.
dogs, but there was something about the first day I met him when we
Hi.
were doing that seminar.
Hi, bud. Are you
There
being a
was-
good boy?
There was something about
Huh?
him, and everybody was like, "Oh, Holstein, you won't get anywhere near him. You won't do this. You won't do that. You won't do something else." And I didn't push him. I didn't do anything. I kind of ignored him.
Yeah, that's kind of almost what we've been doing,
Yeah.
just to, let him choose.
Yeah. Exactly.
There you go, bud.
One,
Did you see that?
two,
He caught himself.
one, two, three, four, five. There you go.
Good job, buddy.
That was such hard work for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It was like
really was.
pent up
Yep.
energy. So, and I mean, he's good going in the crate for us. We don't hear a sound out of him. Usually 3 hours at a time, during the day. Then we get him out for a few hours, but at night, even, he's been really good. Still not a sound. So,
So I'm letting my body give him all the messages that he needs. And he is very quickly adjusting to what I'm saying to him. Are you just not ready for that yet? One, two, three. Oh, that was so hard for you. That's a little dog. Little angel. One, two, three. So, in that where we were talking about positive and negative
mhm.
punishment, if
Hi,
he
bud.
did something I wasn't happy with,
Mhm.
I would just not engage, because that's the loudest thing that he can comprehend.
Mhm.
Just by disengaging and walking away. Because, I mean, if you go back to like puppyhood, and when puppies are playing in the litter, and one puppy turns into a bit of a knothead because they're puppies, and the puppy he's trying to engage, either he's too rough with or too pushy with, or the dog is just not interested, that puppy will move away. And that's how dogs start learning that dog-to-dog communication. So when he was coming up and he stuck his face in the bucket, I just removed the bucket and walked away. When he put his paw up, I wasn't continuing. He was not that count that he was waiting for. That count doesn't start until he's like that.
Like
He's
that.
got all his feet on the floor, just like that. Now, because he got pushy and he touched me, I'm going to start the count over again. 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you 1, 2. Okay, 3 strikes and you're out, bud. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, you're done. Now, did you see when I disengaged and he shook it off?
Yep.
He's going to go over there, he's going to regroup, and he's going to come back voluntarily to try again.
Try it again. Yep. And he's learning to sit there and, okay, I have to settle before I get what I want, or before she'll give me what I want.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got a good nose because I have that kerosene heater sitting on top of an area that a little dog peed about that big a pee. So he can smell that through the kerosene
Through the
heater. All right, Holstein, you want to try again? If you start using the drill, buddy, you're hired.
Oh,
Come in there. Nothing. What other nothing? No, checking out the trash. All the things. Oh, that'd be a no. All right, we're gonna play the elevator game with him because I think that everything that he should be experiencing should involve impulse control. There you go. Hooky. Okay, go over there and eat flies. That's what everybody does. Everybody heads over to the plastic because they can hear the flies buzzing under the plastic. Here, honey.
Flying raisins.
Yeah. As long as they're not the spicy raisins. The little cow is hunting for truffles.
Oh my goodness, dog. You're funny.
He's like every farm animal wrapped into one. The goat will eat anything. He's snuffling for truffles over there with that
at him.
nose. And then his body pattern is like a Holstein. That's hilarious. I bet you he runs like a horse too.
We haven't really, I mean, we don't have a fenced yard, so he's on a long line at our house.
Yeah.
And, well, they didn't have a fenced yard either.
no.
So I don't know what they do. And he kind of ran at Rachel's yesterday. He is going to be so tired when we get home.
Well, I mean, we haven't even gone outside. This is like
Yeah.
a wonderland of sniffs.
Uh-huh.
We have a working bathroom now. At first, I was totally excited because we had heat and AC. Then I was totally excited because there was light in here. Well, I tell you, the topper, having the bathroom.
Then you don't have to run back to the house.
No, then I don't have to have strangers in my house.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I think he got caught up.
Yeah, I can. Maybe. Did you get caught, buddy? I know. There. Okay, let's go back. Where are you gonna go? Good job, bud.
Come here, bud. I don't even know if he wants water, so if this is not something that he wants, then this exercise isn't gonna work.
He did not drink before we left because we had him out in the car before I realized he hadn't drank anything since I got him out of the crate, and he did not want to drink.
Okay, well then.
But normally he slurps it up.
That's what I got. I have another idea. All right. If the mountain won't come to Muhammad, Muhammad's going to the mountain. Let's have this. Buddy boy. Sit. Okay. Oh, that's going to be a work in progress.
I'm glad she did that because that's kind of what we're seeing when we go to put like his food bowl down or even the water bowl if we refill it. He doesn't, if you tell him to sit and wait,
Well,
he's not.
it's because his brain is not hearing that.
Okay.
His brain is so focused on like the overstimulation that he's feeling. He obviously was food insecure when he was young. He's had a lot of stomach issues when he's had all those tummy surgeries that obviously had to have a wonky diet for him. So I'm sure that food is going to be really a thing for him. So instead of using obedience and saying sit and wait and getting the food bowl down, if you start by just going a little ways so that he gets a win or two.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Sit. Good. There you go. Good. That's good. That's good. You know what? You get one for that. There you go. Oh, that was a good choice, bud. Here you go. Good. Oh, that was really good. That was really good. So, you see how I'm doing that by degrees?
Mm-hmm.
And when we have a success after a couple of mess ups, having that little treat, I mean, and you can see these pieces are tiny.
They're tiny,
It's-
yeah. Yep.
But for them, it's the smell and it's the action of getting the treat,
Okay.
right? Mm-hmm. So by working him by degrees like that and giving him a treat every so often, we're making progress. He's so, you know, when you see people that are so smart that they can't get a sentence out because their brain is going so much faster than their mouth?
He's too smart.
That's him. And it's not even about the smarts, it's about the brain power. Like his brain is constantly going.
Running.
Pussy! Hi! Good job. You checking everything? I mean, he's not doing anything destructive at all.
No, he's just exploring.
Examining everything and sniffing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Pussy. Okay, the other thing I'm being very conscientious of doing is no matter where he locates himself, I'm trying to do this with my arm extended because in going to the floor, I don't ever want to be leaning over top of him, especially like, because right now he's so close to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I pushed it too far. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, that was my fault. I pushed you too far. You were doing so good. So good. You know how good you're doing? With that close to your face? There you go.
He was doing good.
He was doing really, really good. But it's because he got a reward to let him know he was going in the right direction.
Okay.
So he's like a little piece of Play-Doh. Like you can mold this dog into anything, but you have to go like step by step by step.
You can go slow.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, because
Right.
he's got to match that energy. Mm-hmm. You know, if he came in here and we were running and jumping and being silly, he'd be off the charts. He probably would have stroked out by now.
There were a couple of times that he just like, just looks so bug-eyed and I'm like, dog.
So the other thing I'm doing is I'm changing my location a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way he responded, whether I was sitting or standing. Like his response was so off the charts in the difference when I was sitting or standing. So I'm thinking that a lot of his training was done with somebody that was standing and they maintained a singular spot. I mean, I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm just trying to look at a situation to see what I can pull out of it that will do something that will help this dog. So that tiny, tiny, slow stuff. There you go.
Good job, bud.
I mean, that wasn't perfect. That wasn't even close to perfect. But you know something? He's on the right track.
He was watching you, and he's like, okay, if I am good like this, I know what I'm gonna get. Because I could just see it in his eyes almost.
Oh, yeah, he's a thinker. He can figure things out as long as we can quiet that little noggin of his down enough to figure things out. The other thing that would be helpful for him too is scatter feeding.
I was gonna ask you, what do you think? Because he's only with us now until Saturday afternoon. So if you think just scatter feeding, like if I take him in the room or even in the living room and just do that with him? Because I did try, was it yesterday, the snuffle mat? Actually, the snuffle mat I got from you guys years ago. And he did fine with it, but maybe scattering would make him go
Yeah, because
more.
then he has to go and scavenge over
Right.
some geography. I would even look at scatter feeding outside.
Okay.
Because if you want a real brain drain, you throw kibble in the grass.
With all the bunny poop. Yeah.
There you have it.
We have a lot of bunnies. But yeah.
But did you see how nicely he waited for me to put
Yeah.
that down?
Yeah. He's learned that I'm not. Yeah. The other thing I do sometimes with the dogs, I've got a toy box and I throw treats or even some of the kibble in that and make them search for it. With
Oh, yeah, anything like that.
To drain.
But I'm thinking for him, the reason why I said
scatter.
the scattered, especially outside, is because his brain is very loud. And by having to sniff and search and the emotion, it will start helping him make his brain and his body slow down together.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
What I foresee that could be an issue with the food going in the toy box is if he gets distracted by the toy or if he gets frustrated, or if because he's really he's beyond food motivated, he's food driven. And, if there was one piece of food inside that box that's up there, he would do whatever it took to get to the food in the bottom.
Which is why he was after my pocket earlier, because I had his supper.
So, being able to, and see, that leads to kind of destructive behaviors.
Okay.
So if you're chucking it in the toy box, he doesn't know the difference between a toy box, a toolbox, your bedroom dresser, the kitchen cupboards,
Right.
So until we get that brain quieted down a little bit, I think
Just
that
scatter.
a lot of sniffing, a lot of outdoor, a lot of get that face on the ground.
Okay.
And even if you have to cheat, where to give him the idea, you just drop it very close to start.
Okay.
And then you can start spreading it out as he gets more into like the idea of this is how we do. Right?
Okay.
Oh, I got a horse too. Big little buddy. I swear, I fell in love with you the day I met you. Yeah.
Oh, bud.
Because he really is smart. I mean, you saw how
Oh,
much he
yeah.
learned just in a few
Are you a smart
minutes.
boy?
He really is. The other thing is, anything that you do with him, you want to keep it like, obviously, the slow, gentle, easy type thing. But you need to change positions too.
Okay.
Okay, so like the difference between giving him a treat here and giving him a treat here. I mean, I can't believe, he was off the charts. Just in his response to me doing that tiny thing. So a lot of times what will help, because again, dogs don't generalize. We have that conversation, dogs don't generalize. So, Holstein. One, two, three, 4, 5. Over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, almost. Almost there, Greta. Okay, so can you see his face?
Not, I couldn't really, I could hear.
So if you come around behind me. Okay, watch his face. You see how he is when I'm standing? Do you see that? Mm-hmm. Like his whole face changed. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he licked the smell right off my hands. Now, see that behavior and
Yeah.
that face. Look at how pushy he
Oh,
is.
yeah.
That whole thing. Completely stops. Look at his face when I stand up here.
He's kind of almost more relaxed now.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. So there were several times he made eye contact with me, and his whole demeanor was so much more relaxed while I was standing and he was sitting. Mm-hmm. When we were here, he was like a different dog.
It's like
Yeah, he was
pushing those eyes out.
He was
can see
so
that.
intense. So I do recommend that you change your position, change your location.
Hey, bud.
And I know that you guys do hot dogs.
Actually, I don't at my house.
Good.
The only, well, and they said too with him, and I don't do hot dogs with my dog anyway, well, except when they come hot off the grill. But they said, oh, he's got such a sensitive stomach, don't use a lot of different treats for him. So I've had some of his food to use, and then I have these, I forget what kind of treats these are. They're kind of blandish treats that we've kind of been using if we use treats for him. But
Okay, so
Otherwise-
this is the beef lung. It's dehydrated beef lung.
okay, we've got some of that, or liver at home.
Oh, and the liver's great too because it's a single ingredient. Mm-hmm. And as long as he can handle beef, then these two things are going to be fine for him. And the reason why I like both of them is because they can be broken up really small. Mm-hmm. I go to Fairway and I buy a bag of them, then I take maybe like $5 for a bag of them.
Right.
I come home and I take a hammer to them
Okay.
and then put them in there. And like, because treat dust is just as good as a
Because
like
the dust you can put in something else and give to him.
like, do you think? Do you
Oh.
think?
I'm sitting here nicely.
All right, we did 6. Are we gonna push it to 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job, buddy.
I had to get his tail. Nope.
And just keep in mind that when you are changing your positions, when you see a difference in him, don't expect as much. So he was able to get that 7 when I was standing really easy. Well, not really easy, but
It came easier than what it did at the
Then-
beginning of this hour.
yeah. But
Where, see how this.
One, 2, 3, 4. So I didn't put the expectation as high because we had a bigger challenge. We had to get over the fact that his eyes were gonna like just drop out and land on the floor.
Good job, bud.
You're such a good boy. Yes. Yes, you are.
I was going to say the other thing they told us is not to play with his ears or his feet.
Really?
I'm just saying. That's
Well,
what they told
Here,
they told us is that he's kind of janky about having his ears and his feet played with.
well, how are you playing with them? I get funky when people play with my ears and my feet too. Like,
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
he-
you've got to have some common sense.
Well, he's come up to us and he's, like I said, he's started to come up to us and lay on us, kind of like he's doing you. And he wants pets. And a couple of times he's moved his head where Kyle's been, on his back and stuff. And he's moved his head and Kyle's like, oh, I, had his ears or something. And I'm like,
Touching his ears since he got here. But I don't specifically touch his ears.
Yeah.
I don't specifically pull at his ears.
or yeah.
Or do the like the wrestly type of,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's-
We've just been,
Did you see something out there, bud? What was that?
he thought he saw something. Oh, there's a fly back there.
We also have deer.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So right now I think we have $3.
Did you see something?
$3.
Oh,
and 5 does and
Oh my goodness.
See with the corn still in the field.
Oh my goodness.
well, we're the only ones in the area that doesn't have livestock.
Oh,
So all the deer show up
here.
Well, because my neighbors are like, we'll give you corn if you keep the deer out of our trees. We like them. We like the deer. We like them watching them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good job, bud. Hmm.
Holstein. I know I'm not a dude.
Sneezy.
Holstein. Holstein. There, I knew that was getting attention, huh? We're gonna get you to 5, okay? You and your crazy eyes. Oh, wow. I'm watching him elevate, like he's just escalating, and I don't get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just
I could see there that he was starting to like just get amped
Oh yeah, just
up there.
sitting there. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what, like, he doesn't do that when Holstein. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 2 different dogs.
So he's getting more amped when you're sitting down with the treats than. Does he think he's not going to get them?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I've ever. I'm not going to say I've never seen it, but not in recent memory. But, you know, like now that we see it, we know what we got to work on. And I'll tell you, I'm landlocked this whole week because my brakes, the day we did the fundraiser over at the coffee place. And of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
So I was done up like Mufasa, big old lion.
Oh,
Oh yeah, well, you have hair like this, you gotta take advantage of it, right? So, afterwards, after that was done and I was heading over to get my hair cut, my brakes started grinding.
Uh-oh.
And I mean grinding, like it sounded like 2 pieces of glass doing this. And it didn't matter, like even when I was escalating or, you know, going faster and turning. I turned my car and they were making that noise. So until I can get to my stepson's house to get them replaced, which is next Saturday, unless my husband is driving me somewhere, I'm kind of landlocked. So
Okay.
if there's a point in time this week that you want to bring him out again, you just let me know.
I'm going to stop taping.